For decades, Africa was told it could not lead itself, that it needed help, supervision, guidance from the so-called developed world. But something has changed, because now the World Bank is no longer giving orders, it's asking for meetings, it's backing African leadership, and it just endorsed the bold vision of a man the West once feared. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. From sanctions to respect, from isolation to recognition, the tide is turning, and at the center of it all, a story of defiance, dignity, and the rebirth of African solutions for African problems. This is not just about Burkina Faso, it's about the whole continent. This is the beginning of a new African era, a strange meeting in Ouagadougou, August 1st, 2025. In the blazing heat of Burkina Faso's capital, a black convoy snakes through the dusty streets. Inside it sits Kamil Hamoud Abdel Wadoud, the World Bank's resident representative. His destination, the presidential palace. But this isn't a routine visit. This isn't a ceremonial handshake. It's a moment of reckoning. Just 2 years ago, global institutions were condemning Traoré, denying him legitimacy, freezing funds, labeling his leadership a military takeover. But now the World Bank comes with praise, proposals, and even apologies. Inside the palace, cameras flash as Mr. Wadoud meets the captain. He delivers a message few thought they'd ever hear. The World Bank fully supports your vision for development. Your priorities in health, education, agriculture, and energy align with our strategy. We are here to back you. Yes, you heard that right. The World Bank is aligning itself with Traoré, and not just with words. They're funding a massive forum on water and drought to be hosted in Burkina Faso this September. But that's not all. They've announced the creation of a global center of excellence for water and drought resilience to be built in Burkina Faso. The second in the world after Singapore, the first in Africa. What does this mean? It means that Traoré's vision, once ridiculed, is now being recognized as a model for the continent. And more importantly, it means Africa is finally being heard. Before we continue, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video so the world knows Africa is rising. The fall of a development myth. For decades, development in Africa followed the same tired script. External experts flew in. Imported solutions were imposed. Local systems were ignored. And the results? More debt, more dependency, more disaster. From structural adjustment programs in the 80s to loan traps in the 2000s, the story remained the same. African voices were never enough, but Traoré tore up that script. He didn't wait for approval. He didn't beg for loans. He started building, with or without global backing. He invested in local agriculture, built hospitals powered by solar energy, revived traditional water systems, and poured funding into Burkina Faso-led education programs. While others waited for white papers, Traoré was digging wells. And now, the same institutions that dismissed him are coming to learn from him. Traoré's approach is deeply aligned with our development goals, Mr. Wadoud said. But make no mistake, it wasn't always this way. When Traoré first came to power, he was isolated, sanctioned, blacklisted. Western media ran smear campaigns, multilateral donors cut ties. But instead of collapsing, Burkina Faso found strength in itself. And now the very institutions that once tried to crush this revolution are calling it a success story. The myth that only foreign help can save Africa has been shattered. And Captain Traoré is the man who broke it. The symbolism of water. Of all things to bring the World Bank back to Burkina Faso, why water? Because water is more than just a resource. It's life. It's resistance. It's the core of Africa's survival and sovereignty. For centuries, drought has been used as a justification for dependency. Famines, climate change, crop failure. Each time, the solution came from outside. Foreign food, foreign aid, foreign control. But now, the new center to be built in Burkina Faso will serve as a continental brain for drought response and water security. It will train African scientists, fund African-led research, coordinate emergency responses led by Africans. This isn't just a project. It's a shift in power, a symbolic moment when the world says, Africa doesn't just need help, Africa has answers. It is no accident that Traoré chose water as his battlefield. Water, like truth, finds a way. It carves its own path. It cannot be owned. And it nourishes from below, just like the revolution now rising across the Sahel. When the forum takes place in September, nations across Africa will attend. But the host will be Burkina Faso, the same country once mocked as too poor, too unstable, too backward to lead. Today, it is Burkina Faso that will lead the discussion on Africa's most existential crisis. Not the UN, not France, not Washington, but us. And that changes everything. From rebellion to respect. When Traoré first appeared on the scene, he was not treated as a president. He was called a soldier boy, a rebel, a radical. The media said he was too young, too angry, too dangerous. But behind the camouflage and military tone was something far deeper, a vision, a mission, a refusal to accept Africa's place at the bottom. He didn't come to power to wear suits and smile for the press. He came to end foreign control, to clean up a broken system, to put Burkina Faso and Africa on a path of self-determination. He banned foreign mining exports, he nationalized gold, he shut down French media, he created local employment corps in place of foreign contractors. And in doing so, he proved one thing: Africa doesn't need permission to lead. Now even the World Bank has been forced to admit Traoré's vision is working. What we're witnessing is more than a policy shift. It is a spiritual shift. From dependency to dignity. From being told what's best to defining what is best. From rebellion to respect. Traoré's actions are waking up a generation, not just in Burkina Faso, but across the continent. He is becoming a symbol, a man who stared down giants, who challenged every rule, and forced even the global financial elite to change their tone. If you believe in African solutions, if you believe that Africa can rise without begging, then stand with us. Comment "Africa rises" below, share this video and let the world know. The era of dependency is over. A new era begins. This story isn't about one forum, or one leader, or one center for drought. It's about the beginning of something bigger. It's about Captain Traoré showing the world that radical dignity and practical vision can coexist. It's about the youth in Mali, Niger, Guinea, Togo, and Congo who are now seeing something they never saw before. Respect for Africa is possible, but it must be demanded and earned with action. September's Water Forum will be more than a technical summit. It will be a declaration, a symbol, a loud and proud reminder that Africa can be the reference, not the client. And as world leaders gather in Ouagadougou to discuss drought, they will see what the people of Burkina Faso already know. We are no longer the victims, we are the visionaries, and we will not go back. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has forced the world to respect African solutions. A new era has begun, and this time, Africa writes the script.